Today I'm sharing with you the how behind my recent 130k course launch. Okay, so before we begin, what I want you to do right now is I want you to tell me in the comments, how you feel about the possibility of having this kind of success in your business. How do you feel? Okay, we're talking today, I'm going to share with you today the how behind my recent $130,000 course launch. Okay, I recently launched the next group for the Profitable Yoga Teacher. We started 2 weeks ago, almost 3 weeks ago. So that particular launch, I welcomed 105 teachers into the program. Some of you guys that are watching are in the program with me, and I'm going to be sharing the how behind that. So I want you to tell me in the comments how you feel about the possibility of having this kind of success in your business. Okay, before we begin, I want you to tell me how you feel. Nice, they're coming through already. So Kate is a student who joined the program. Free and empowered, free and empowered. Hey Jacqueline's in the program. Veronica, hey, lovely. Alexia, hey guys, Claudia. Delroy's here from Jamaica, hello you. Alexia, Lisa, brilliant guys. So how do you feel? How do you feel? Excited? Got Katia from Canada, Nuno from Reading. Would be so happy, Claudia. Amazing. So even if you're watching on the replay, guys, tell me how you feel. Tell me how you feel. Because today I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to break it down for you. And it might feel right now like massively out of reach. Maybe that feels massively out of reach. Maybe you're thinking or you're wondering how it's possible. Am I right? Is that going through your mind? And I get that because that went through my mind. Yeah, so I totally get that. But I want to break it down how it is possible, how it's possible for you to blow your own mind, okay? Because I've just blown my own mind. How it's possible for you to blow your own mind. I'm sharing the how. I'm going to be breaking down the how using the method that I use to coach myself, that I use to coach my students, teachers that I work with, and how I've been able to build my six-figure business, and how specifically I've had a 130k launch for the Profitable Yoga Teacher program. Okay, so I'm breaking this down to 3 elements. Okay, so make sure you've got a pen and paper with you here today. Breaking it down to 3 elements, and those elements are mindset, strategy, and sales. Super simple. Super simple. Yeah, nothing fancy pants about this. Mindset, strategy, and sales. 3 essential elements that we all need in our business, okay? And what I want you to come away from this today is I want you to be able to look at your own business and look at what you need to tweak or optimize, or maybe, you know, bring your focus to one or more of these 3 areas. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah, let's have a look. Amazing, amazing. Good stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's dive into it. So the first part, the first essential element, the first essential to the how behind my 130k launch is mindset, okay? And this is something that I talk about a lot, right? You guys that have been here a while, you know that I'm always piping on about this. For those of you that are in the program with me, you know that it's the first lesson. Mindset is the first thing that we tackle together, and it's something that we continue to work on day by day. It's a daily practice for us. All of the mindset work, the strategies, the exercises that I share with you guys, things that you guys know already from being yoga teachers, you know, things like yoga and meditation and affirmations and intention setting, all of these things that we do as part of our, you know, yoga practice will help us to cultivate a mindset for success. But there's more than that, because it's really about what's going on up here and programming what's going up. Reprogramming is actually the word. Reprogramming what's going on up here, okay? And There's one part of this mindset work that I want to kind of particularly focus on today, and it's the decision that you make. Okay, it's the decision that you make in your business. And the reason I'm focusing on this is because it's a decision that I made in my business this year that I really believe is one of the biggest success factors, or biggest factors to my success with this recent launch. Okay, and it's the energetic investment that you have to your business and to the outcomes that you want. So for me, one thing that I've held to be true this entire year is that I decided that my business is thriving. Yeah, the thing that I said is true. You know, it's something that I really embodied as true. You know, I've taken action to make sure that it's true. I've taken a lot of action to make sure that it's true. So for me, it was really an energetic decision. And, you know, it might feel a little bit woo-woo, maybe, I don't know. Maybe not for us here in this group. But it's the sprinkle of magic that comes with the mindset work that has to be there in order for the strategy to work. Because you can have the best strategies, but if you don't have this part, the best strategies don't work. Does that make sense? So, you know, one of the kind of key foundational pillars, I guess, to have this success that might feel out of reach right now, you know, having a six-figure launch. For some of you listening to me right now, like, you might be thinking, this stuff doesn't happen to me. Anyone thinking that? Share with me in the comments, guys, as I'm talking, and share with me what's resonating as I'm talking. You might be thinking, this stuff doesn't happen to me. Do not buy into that lie. Do not buy into that lie, because I told myself the same thing not that long ago. Like, I was like, oh, well, you know, 6 figures in a year, that's really good. 6 figures in a year, but a 6-figure launch, can I really do that? Yes, you can really do that. You can. You can do it if you decide that you can do it and that it's happening. Because deciding on that it's happening, is actually more than just believing in the possibility that it can happen. So what tends to happen when we're building our business, especially at the beginning, like, all of these things come up, right? These things like fears that we're not good enough, fears that it might not work, you know, imposter syndrome, overwhelm, procrastination, resentment, frustration. All of these, like, negative emotions and feelings come up during your entrepreneurial journey, okay? They do, for all of us. And these things, they stop us from moving forward, don't they? Yeah, they stop us from moving forward. And that is the reason why cultivating your mindset is so important, because without it, we struggle to move forward. Like, if we don't focus on the mindset work, we struggle to move forward. Our journey, our progress is slower, yeah? And as we start to cultivate our mindset, our self-belief increases, right? Yeah, is that correct? As we start to cultivate our mindset, we start to believe that we can do this. We start to believe more that we can do it. We start to believe that it could be possible for us. Yeah? And when we do that, we start focusing our energy on serving and showing up and being there for our community. Because you can't be there for your community if all your energy is being used up, if it's being sucked up with fears and overwhelm and procrastination. So self-belief is really important, really, really important. But what's essential is making a decision, yeah? When we make a decision that this is happening for us, we can park all of those fears and resistance to the side. And I'm really, really speaking from experience here. Like, I'm really, really speaking from experience, because all of us have those fears. All of us have the self-doubts and resistance. We all do. But when we decide that this is happening, those doubts, resistance, we can park them. Yeah, we no longer need to give them any energy, because we trust that this is happening. Like, we trust that it's coming. We trust in the possibilities. It's happening, full stop. No doubt about it, right? However, you won't be able to do that if you don't have the right mindset, and if you don't make the decision that that's what you really want. So I want you to decide with me today, all of you here with me today. Claudia, Lisa, Kate, Annette, Nuno, Alexia, Veronica, Vera, Katia, Jacqueline, all of you, all of you, all of you, all of you, Delroy, all of you guys here with me now and watching on the replay. I want you to decide today that this is possible, and commit to learning and showing up with all the trust that it's coming. Because we're not just believing that this is possible, we're deciding that this is possible and it's happening. Yeah? When we're attached to the outcome, and we're attached to those fears and resistance, yeah, that all of that self-doubt, energetically, we're putting a barrier up and a cap on what's possible. But when we approach our business without that attachment to the fears and the doubts, instead, we put all our focus and energy into serving our community and showing up for our community, the floodgates of momentum swing open. Like, they swing wide open for us, and we start to move quickly. Things start to move at a quicker rate. And my own experience has shown me that. Like, when I'm attached to the outcome, so for example, I'm attached to the outcome. I want 100 students in my program, right? I want 100 students in my program, and I fear not getting that result because it's too important. I have to get 100. I have to get 100 students. I want 100 students. I'm desperate to get the result. It's a different energy that I'm putting out there. It feels like a struggle because it's forced. It's got this needy energy to it. Yeah, do you guys get where I'm coming from with this? Share with me, share with me. So it's a different sort of energy when you go into it in that way, because you've got fear attached to it. But when I let go and I just trusted that it was coming, and I fully believed in it, and I decided it was coming, the results came with ease. The results came with ease. And you know, I'm really speaking from experience with this last launch, okay? True experience. This is what, you know, looking back at it, this is one of the key things that I've just really, it's hit me in the face more than anything ever has. And, you know, I'm 3 years in now. I've had multiple launches under my belt. You know, I've just welcomed 105 incredible teachers into the program, generating 130K. If I can do this, you can do this too. You know, I don't have any kind of crazy superpower that makes me do it better than you. That's not how it works, you know. We all have gaps in our learning and in our skills, right? But we can fill those gaps. We can fill those gaps. Yes, I have a marketing background and experience. Yeah, that is true. I came into that with this. And that's why I'm here now in this position, being able to teach you guys about marketing and business. So you can learn. Like, I've had to learn a lot in the last 3 years. I came into this didn't have experience in online course launching, because it's a bit of a different game, yeah, to what I've had experience in the past. I've had to learn a hell of a lot. I've had to invest in my own mentors and coaches to get where I am now, okay? So we can fill any gap that we have by learning. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Everything we need to know is at our fingertips. It's all there for us. If we decide that this is happening, and if we decide that, you know, we're going to make it happen regardless. We're going to show up in a completely different way, because we can learn how to grow our community. We can learn about marketing. We can learn what it takes to launch successfully. So honestly, guys, building your business is possible for you. And I want you to believe that and to be in the energy of having already decided that. Be in that energy that you've already decided it. And seriously, that was the biggest difference with this launch. The biggest difference with this launch was that. To every other launch that I've done, I realized that perhaps my energy was a bit needy previously because I was so fixated on the outcome. And, you know, when I went into this in June, so part of deciding this is what I'm going to share with you now. Part of deciding that it was happening, when I went into this in June, which in June I started putting together the plans for the summit and the launch of the program, I made a decision that this was going to be the six-figure launch. Yeah, I wrote it down on my whiteboard. I'm going to show you it. Hopefully you can see this. Can you see? There we go. Can you see here? The Profitable Yoga Teacher launch. 100 enrollments. 100 amazing teachers say yes. Yeah, I wrote that down in June. And every single day, I said to myself, 100 teachers. 100 teachers are joining. I wrote it down. I said it out loud every day. And for the first time, I truly believed it was happening. It was happening. There was no question about it. I decided it was happening. So it wasn't some like super duper strategy that I was now using for the first time, or, you know, going about something in a different way. It was my mindset. You know, we need to let go of these fears and these doubts and resistance that we create. Yeah, we create these things. We need to stop giving ourselves this extra grief, this extra crap to deal with, don't we, really? If we're having an honest conversation with ourselves, we need to stop doing that to ourselves, because we've got enough shit going on in our lives, right? We've got enough going on in our personal lives, relationships, children, families. You know, this year for me personally, I've been going through a marriage separation. My husband moved out in April. You know, we've been together 15 years. I had all that shit going on, and you guys will have your own emotional, mentally, you know, mental stuff going on as well. And all of that stuff sucks our energy anyway. And if we're all founders and owners of our own businesses, then we make the decisions. Yeah, we make the decisions. So we decide if we want to give ourselves extra grief and crap to deal with, fears, overwhelm, that's going to suck our energy, or if we decide instead we're going to play a bigger game and make our business an easier journey, where we make the rules, we make the decisions, yeah? We decide right now that this is possible, this is happening for me, this is happening, no doubt about it. Yeah, so come on guys, give me some feedback here. I want you all to share with me in the comments. This is happening. This is happening. This is happening. Is this happening for you? Tell me. Is this happening for you? Is your journey starting today? Declare it. Declare it in the comments that your journey, your online digital course journey is starting today. It's starting today. This is happening. Yes, Kate, it is happening. It's happening. So let's stop giving ourselves extra crap to deal with, right? Let's do the mindset work. We must do the mindset work. We have to do it every single day without doubt. Yeah, we have to do it. Good, I'm glad you're loving this. I was so excited to be here with you guys today and share this with you, because honestly, it's been a revelation. It really has, it really has. It's about the energy that you're putting out there. You know, when you're not attached to the outcome, because it's happening regardless, whether it's in, you know, next week or in 3 months' time or even next year, it's happening for us. It's happening. You allow your best energy to come forward. Yeah, you start to approach your business and your goal with joy and anticipation and the knowledge and belief of what's possible, because you trust that it's happening and you're committed. Yeah, the energy of being already decided and committed to showing up for your community, committed to just to showing up and serving. So center yourself on this, guys. I want to give you a little action point from this first point, from this essential number one. I want you all to journal on this, okay? I want you to journal on it. What does it mean for you to be in this energy of making that decision, of having made the decision? What does that feel like? What do you have to let go of? That crap over here. What do you have to let go of? How are you showing up in a different way? How are you showing up differently? How are you acting? How are you behaving? What are you doing? How are you serving without expectation? Yeah? So I want you to journal on this. What does it mean for you to be in this energy of having already decided? No hesitation, it's happening. Because honestly, I knew it was happening. I knew it was happening. I was telling my friends, my mum, I was like, yep, it's the 6-figure launch, it's happening. And it did. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on. Strategy. Number 2, strategy. So I want to keep this simple. I want to keep this simple, guys. I'm not going to talk about all the marketing strategies that are available to us. Instead, I'm just going to give you a bird's eye view of how essential it is for you to grow and nurture your community. Yeah? Think of it this way. How often do you enroll in an online course with a teacher that you've just met for the very first time? Anyone? Anyone do that? Say you see an ad on Instagram and you've never come across this person before, and you enroll and spend your money with that person in an online course. Because in 99% of cases, I would say that that approach doesn't work, okay? For those course creators who think that they can just put an offer out there and hope to attract people, it doesn't really work. It doesn't really work. And actually, when I say attract, I mean convert people just with an offer. It doesn't really work. What tends to happen is that you might discover a new teacher, let's say, and maybe you discover them on Instagram. Maybe you start watching some of their stories, and maybe you then follow their swipe up, and you sign up for their freebie because it really speaks to you. And now you're on their email list, so you start getting their emails. Perhaps, one of their emails are inviting you to join them on a IGTV live. So you go and watch them there. Maybe you watch a few videos. Maybe you join their Facebook group. You get to know them, don't you? You get to know them, you get to like them, and you get to trust them. You trust them first. You suss them out. Yeah, you spend time sussing them out before you spend any money with them. And that's especially true for higher priced offers, right? And if you connect with them, further down the line, you'll start to spend money with them. So just think about your own behavior. Always think about your own behavior, how you do things. Yeah, it's a good kind of indication. It's a good indication. For me personally, I've just joined a 6-month mastermind with a business coach who I've been following since I left my corporate job 5 years ago. Yeah, so I've been following her for probably just over 5 years. Been reading her blogs, I've been reading her emails, I've been listening to her podcasts, and 5 years later, I've spent money with her. I've just bought into her high ticket offer. 5 years later. So the strategy is this, first we need to focus First, we need to focus on growing and nurturing our community. And that's it. That is it. Yeah, if we go back to essential number one, the mindset work, we're doing that growing and nurturing without any attachment to the outcome. Yeah, we're not thinking, oh, I'm going to do this Facebook Live because it's going to get me X number of students into my community, because that's being attached to the outcome. Instead, we're focusing on showing up, right? We're serving, regardless of whether people are spending money with us or they're joining our email list. And when we focus on serving and supporting and helping, the energy that we're putting out is different and it's met differently. It's welcomed. It's how we connect with people authentically. Yeah, so we grow our community by sharing content consistently. Yeah, we have to have a process so that we can consistently create and share content. So that's key. That's a key part of the strategy, is our content. But also, to grow our community, we want to have a freebie. We want to have a freebie that we exchange for people's email addresses. If you want to know more about that, I've done tons of trainings on that. Just go to the video archive or go to my YouTube channel. You'll be able to find all the videos there. And we also grow by working with partners and collaborating and extending our reach. We grow by being more visible and showing up. Okay, so that's our strategy. That's our strategy, is to focus on growing our community. Like, the biggest mistake you can make if you want to be a course creator and generate income from creating and launching courses, the biggest mistake you can make is to jump head first into that. Is to jump straight into creating and launching a course without first growing your community. Lots of you will have heard me say this before. The biggest mistake you can make. So for this launch, and I'll bring it back to my business now, my strategy was to show up, was to grow my community with the online summit. So lots of you came into the summit, the 2020 Yoga Entrepreneurs Global Summit. That's what I called it. And we had over 6,000 people, 6,000 teachers sign up for that summit. Again, here we go, manifestation. Can you see at the top there? Summit and bootcamp, 5,000 sign-ups. So that was my goal. So I smashed the goal by 1,000 sign-ups. Honestly, there's power in writing these things down. There really is. And saying them every day. That's where the magic comes in. The sprinkling of magic. And you have to really believe in intention, guys, putting it out there and just really focusing on your goals. Like, there's so much power there. Like, don't forget that part. It's such a simple part. Do not forget it. Okay, so that blew my mind, 6,000 teachers signing up. And as part of that, I collaborated. So a moment ago, I said about collaborating partners. I collaborated with lots of teachers and other coaches inside the summit, to extend the reach. I spent money on ads, so I invested, and I knew it was coming back to me because, remember, it was already happening. I already decided it was happening. And at the end of the summit, I opened enrollment for the program. And remember, I'd already decided that 100 teachers were joining. So making that decision meant that I fully showed up during the summit and during my launch process. Yeah, I gave it my all because I'd already decided that this was happening. And it enabled me, it gave me that energy to really show up without any expectation, because I already knew it was happening. It didn't matter. Yeah, it was already happening. So when it comes to strategy for a course launch, you really need to focus on growing your community with a freebie that's directly linked to your course idea, so that it seamlessly transitions your community into your launch period. And it just feels like a natural step for people. It feels natural that they move into your paid offering. You've already given them so much free content, you've built that trust, they can see that you are the teacher for them, and it's a natural step for them. So for me, for my business, the summit was really focused on teaching online. Like the majority of interviews and the coaching sessions were all focused around on teaching online. You know, this was the topic that my niche, entrepreneurial online yoga teachers, are interested in. Okay, so my offer, the program, is also about that. It's about growing your community, it's about creating and launching your online course. So each part is seamless, right? I'm sharing free content that's related to teaching online. So that's my weekly trainings, the blog posts, the podcasts, the social media posts. This content is the content that enables me to be discovered by my ideal students. You know, when they're searching how to teach yoga online, my content is coming up. Okay, so it's the first part. We need to have that content there. Then I'm running the free summits that's also focused on teaching online. People are having to join my email list to join that summit. And then I have one program that's also about teaching online. Okay, so that's my funnel. That's my funnel. That's my strategy to grow, nurture, and convert my students. That's the strategy. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Okay, so that actually leads us into the third part, the third essential, and the third essential is sales. Okay, the third essential is sales. How do we feel about sales, guys? Share with me in the comments. How do you feel when I say the word sales? How do you feel? How do you feel? Share with me. Because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. It's not enough to open enrollment for your program, send some emails out, and that's it. You need to connect with your people. Yeah, you need to connect with your people. Now, every single one of the 105 teachers who enrolled in the program, these teachers are without a doubt 100% aligned ideal students for me. Yeah, they're my aligned, they're my dream students. You guys here, my dreamy students, totally aligned with everything that I'm doing and everything that they want to do. Okay, so if they're a yes, they're a yes. And I make it really clear during my launch process and within my emails and when I'm doing my lives and I'm talking about it, I'm talking about the program during the launch, I make it really clear that I want the right people, the right teachers to come into the program, that they're committed to doing this. So as part of our sales process, and when we're thinking about sales, we really want to empower our community to feel so good about making a decision to join our program. Yeah, we want them when they enroll and they pay their money that they're like, yes, that was the best decision that I've made today, all week, all year. Yeah, that was the best decision. I'm really happy that I've done that. And so this isn't about, you know, when we might think about sales and think, oh, salesy, it's icky, or don't like that. It's not about arm twisting people to come into our program with us. And I think what I've really learned throughout the last few years and through my launches, and what I know from experience, is that the main objection that people have when they're considering joining your program, because there'll always be people straight away who are like, yes, they're first in, like you don't even chat with them, like they're first in, they know that this is happening and they believe they can do it and they're in. That's brilliant. But then there's always going to be some people who have an objection. And what I know from experience is that the main objection that people have is in their own self-belief. Okay, so they want to do it, like they want to do the course, they want to do the program, they want the outcome, they want the transformation, but they have a fear, one of these things over here, they have a fear that maybe they can't do it. Or they say to themselves, can I really do this? Can I really launch a course and people are going to buy it? Yeah, so that's what's going on in their head, but they want to do it. And that's the difference, right? When you have a student who wants to do it, but they just have a bit of self-doubt, it's your responsibility to show up in a sales capacity to support them with making their decision. Okay, so the reason for that is that self-doubt really isn't a good enough reason not to go for your dreams and your goals. Do we agree with that? Self-doubt is not, it's not the reason why we should say no to something. Self-doubt can be supported with coaching. It can be supported with mindset work. It can be supported with a conversation between the two of you. So if someone really wants to do something and they've been with you so far on this journey and they really want to do it, but self-doubt is the only thing holding them back, then you need to get into Messenger and chat with them, or you need to get on a call and chat with them. So this is where sales comes in. Yeah, this is where sales comes in. And it's not these like hard closing methods. It's simply supporting your students. It's simply supporting your potential course students to make the right decision for them. Because, for me, I only want people coming into the program who have made the right decision for them and they feel happy about it. They're going to come in with, feeling good. They're going to bring good energy into the group setting. They're the people that I want in the program. So you want to be thinking exactly the same for your students. And there will be people who you see aren't a good fit, and you just need to let those people go, and that's okay. That's okay. So, if you've done the work, the strategy work to attract the right ideal clients in, and these people are aligned with you and your vision and your values, then mostly any objections that you hear is just going to be around self-doubt. That's what I've seen. So think about, for you guys who are in the program with me, we've been doing the magnetic messaging and the emotional driven survey work. From that, you'll be getting these objections. You'll be getting these objections coming through around your course topic ideas. And so it's important that we understand what these objections around self-doubts are, so that we can tackle them and have honest conversations with people. So it's really not enough just to open enrollment and call it a day, as I said before. We need to have a sales strategy and techniques that we use to increase our sales. So, for some of you watching today who are students, we perhaps had some of these conversations in Messenger. So what I'm saying, you might be thinking, God, that was me. That was me. I just needed that extra bit of support, to talk through the fears and just to give you support to make that decision. So there you go, guys. There you have it. There you have it. Like, if I can do this, so can you. Like, you just need to give yourself permission. You need to give yourself permission to be bold and be brave, and to stop capping your potential with all those fears and resistance. Like, to stop telling yourself that this isn't going to work. If you tell yourself that it's not going to work, guess what's going to happen? Guess what's going to happen? If you keep saying to yourself, oh, I've tried this, I've tried that, and it's not working, well, it's not going to work. It's not. If you keep telling yourself that, if you keep staying in that space, every successful and profitable and thriving business owner has only got to that point because they've tried things hundreds of times that didn't work. Yeah, there's no such thing as an overnight success. So I really, really want you to just give yourself permission. Decide today that this is happening for you. Whether it's next week, next year, it's happening. Decide today. that it's happening, yeah? Move from just believing to really knowing that this is happening, deciding it's happening, and park all that other stuff that we really don't need to be adding to our already complicated lives. Yeah, we don't need that extra shit. Leave it over there. Focus on serving your community. Focus on showing up, on attracting and nurturing people. Yeah, having one amazing offer and closing with an authentic and real supportive human to human sales process. Focus on those things and you are golden. I promise you. If you go into this with that mindset, that is the best mindset that you can have. And remember, it's not an overnight success. It takes work. It's taken me, over 3 years to get to this point of consistent grafting. Yeah, but if you believe in it and it's happening, then believe me, you are going to show up in a way that you've never shown up before. And that's what I really want for you guys. And that's really just what I wanted to share with you guys today. So I really hope, that you've got something from this. I really, truly hope that you've got something from this today. As I said, I feel like I've just had this revelation with this launch and stepped into a new space. So it's good for me to be able to come and share my experiences with you so that you know what is possible. Because as I said, like, I haven't got any magic powers or anything. Like, this is possible for you as much as it has been for me. Okay, so share with me, guys, what have you got? What's the main thing that stuck with you today? Share in the comments. What's the main thing that is stuck with you today? Share with me, and thank you for staying with me all the way through. You guys are awesome. Now you rock. You rock. And I just want to say a massive shout out to my incredible, amazing students. You guys are awesome. I love you all so much. You guys are awesome and you're going to do amazing things. I can't wait to be able to share more of that with everybody here in the community and just inspire even more of you to see what is possible here. Next week I'm going to be going live with one of my students. Her name is Claire, and she's just had she's just launched her course and she's generated 6,000 in revenue. We had a little chat the other day. She's based in New Zealand, and I'm going to be going live with her next Thursday, 8 p.m. UK time. So there'll be an event and information going out about that, and I'm going to be interviewing her, and you can learn all about what she's been doing and the revelations that she's had in her little journey so far as well. So she joined the Profitable Yoga Teacher earlier this year. Let's have a look. Mindset. Yeah, knowing about marketing strategies, mindset to start. Yes, definitely. That's the key thing. We've just got to start. We've got to start. See your business like a laboratory, right? We're showing up, we're trying things. Remember what I said, every successful, profitable, thriving business owner has only got to that point because they've tried 100 things, probably more, that didn't work, but they kept showing up. They keep going, they're being consistent, they're being persistent, they've got grit, they keep showing up and they move forward. So you have to really just keep doing that. If something doesn't work, that's fine. We learn from it and we keep moving. We move. Believe in yourself. There's no such word as can't. I'm possible. Yeah, amazing. Yay, perfect. Okay, so I'll be back on my normal schedule next week with the Wednesday lives. I've not done them the last couple of weeks. I was in Portugal for a little rest after all that busy summit and program launch. So I'm back next week from Wednesday on Instagram and Facebook for the weekly lives. Of course, there's the podcast, guys. So if you haven't checked out the podcast yet, it's the Yogipreneur. There's a live training that goes out on that every single week. And yeah, sending you all lots and lots of love. Thank you so much for being here with me, and keep showing up for your people, okay? Just as I am for you. Keep showing up. And trust me when I say that when you have your challenges and your ups and downs, it's your community that can really keep you going. And I know that from experience of the last few months for sure. So keep connecting, Keep believing and make the decision that this is happening for you. And I promise you it will. Okay, bye guys. Thank you so much. Bye bye. See you soon.